So I think it goes to the immaturity of the market for fractionals currently. It's clearly obvious to us now that the market needs to develop. It's been around for a number of years, but the fractional marketplace is growing so rapidly now. The need for a platform that is clear, agile, low cost is really attractive to the fractional executive. But equally on the client side, it's attractive in that it's a low cost, agile, you can make quick decisions and move on fractionals quickly. And so it gets away for the fractional executive from the need for a strong network, a broad, deep network. And the other thing that fractionals have tended to rely on is referrals. And those can be quite lumpy. They can happen perhaps when you're in mid-flow with delivery with an existing client or even a new client. And so building a consistent pipeline over time is really difficult for a fractional, but it's also equally very, very important. And that's what the FindaFractional platform does achieve.
To be blunt, not really. Operating as a fractional CMO myself over the last 2 or 3 years, I've literally spoken to hundreds of fractional leaders. And one thing sticks out in my mind from the conversations I have, and that's very few fractional leaders have the time or the inclination to put in the amount of business development time needed to build a sustainable and repeatable pipeline. My opinion is that part of that is capability, especially for fractional leaders who come from a non-marketing function. So CFOs, chief people officers, chief technology officers. BD is a new skill to acquire. They've probably not been used to doing it before. And so they're kind of starting from scratch. Ironically, it's marketing leaders that also struggle, but in a slightly different way. What I observe with marketing leaders is that they don't tend to niche down on their offer. So they're trying to target everyone at the same time to the point where their offer is unclear and perhaps too diluted.
Well, I mean, the skill set that you need to build as a fractional is that you need to recognize that it's a business. You are a business. And for many people, this is a new skill. It's a new experience that they have to work with. And they really aren't willing or capable of assigning the amount of time to build a network, to build referrals, to build opportunities. And so the default option has often been to outsource that to another party, but at a high cost. What the FindaFractional platform does, it enables you to build a consistent pipeline of opportunities and awareness of what you can do and who you can do it for on a consistent basis with the right clients and a broader network. You're not limited by a region. You're not limited to just people that you know or that know of you. And it really does broaden the funnel of building opportunities. And that's a skill set, as I say, that most fractionals don't have. And so this is where the FindaFractional platform becomes really, really valuable because it enables fractionals to build a broad, consistent pipeline of opportunities and maintain awareness of what you can do and who you can do it for.
Yeah, I was certainly surprised when the stats came through. Almost 75% of the respondents relied on personal networks and referrals for winning work, which to me is kind of staggering because all the other channels that they should be using to build a pipeline were not there. So the other thing that stood out, which is related to this, was I think it was 41% of those studied described BD as being an inefficient process, and people saw it as being stressful or delivering inconsistent results. And that kind of implies that maybe there's a capability problem there, perhaps, especially if you don't have the business development, the sales, the marketing skills, it will be harder to build that pipeline and therefore a repeatable revenue stream. And I think there's a mind shift needed. Rob touched on it a moment ago, where when you're in-house, when you're an employee of a known brand, an established brand, that's all well and good. But when you decide to leave that role and move into a fractional career, you're not an employee anymore, you're a business owner. So you have to do all the things that normal businesses do to build their profile, build their brand, and to build that repeatable demand generation engine. And I think that's something that a lot of people coming into this work style underestimate.
I think it very much does. It seems kind of obvious, and everyone we spoke to during the research and the development of the white paper confirmed this. And since we launched the platform, pretty much everyone I speak to says, this is such a great concept. This is so needed. And it's because the existing mechanism of finding clients using networks and referrals is very time consuming. You can easily spend 10, 12, 15 hours a week consistently, and then you might not get any clients from that opportunity. Just going to events will often take 2, 3 hours. You might just meet some interesting people, but it's the people that are ready in the market. They're looking for your skill set. They're looking for what you can do for them now that you need to be finding. And that's where the efficiency of a platform, an online platform that we've built, really comes to the fore. And it goes to a lot of time, it's an opportunity cost. If you're spending time networking, waiting for opportunities, meeting people, you can often spend, 15 to 30 hours a week sometimes. I know when I started, I spent most of my time on business development. Well, that conflicts with the ability to deliver your time with clients. So you can easily spend probably 50 to 60 hours a month if you're doing it right to do business development, networking, meeting people, going to events. Well, that's, a significant chunk of money that you could be delivering for clients, 4 to 5, £6,000 of delivery time. So it's an opportunity cost. If you've got an efficient mechanism to derive pipeline development, which the FindaFractional platform has given people, that's a win-win for everyone.